You know, there was a time when a lot of people were claiming that Microsoft was going to try to get a monopoly going, right? Everybody was worried about Microsoft buying Activision or Microsoft buying, Bethesda, and that was going to create some kind of monopoly. Now we know that's kind of crazy talk, right? Like, if anything, Microsoft is trying to show that they're going to be more competitive than what they had been in the past, and that is a great thing for everybody involved. Listen, as a fan, one of the worst feelings in the world was when Xbox was, kind of didn't seem like they were going anywhere. There was a point in 2015, 2016 where, as a fan, you put on a smile, right? Hey, but you secretly are kind of worried if Xbox is even going to be around that much longer. And I think that's probably a bit where we get some of the frustrations and things like that with the lack of games, right? Like, Microsoft has had a lack of games. We know that. Sony, on the other hand, they seem to have really kind of learned their lesson from the beginning of the PlayStation 4 era, and they're really going all out, making a lot of announcements. They're releasing a lot of games. Stuff like this, with today's announcement, I feel like is a bit of a new direction for Sony, but it feels like something that makes sense for Sony because they've kind of been involved in this for a while now anyway. And when you see the way that they kind of do things versus the way that Microsoft does things, you can tell that there is a little bit of a, I guess, different philosophy, you can say, but also at the same time, both companies are doing things, are also doing things sort of alike and similar. So for me personally, I like reporting on these types of stories because I feel like they're, feel-good stories. They're good for the industry. It also goes to show you that things, even though they're changing in the industry, are sort of more alike than they ever have been as well, right? So yes, we have changes with, subscription services and things like that, but at the end of the day, we still have companies that are vying for our dollars to buy their consoles, buy their games, and, the services are just something that's kind of added onto that. And when you think about it, services aren't really anything new. I mean, Microsoft introduced Xbox Live with the original Xbox way back when. We all know Halo 2 was a big part of that, and then Sony obviously kind of had a free online, and then they ended up kind of going back and forth, and now we got PlayStation Plus and Xbox Live Gold and Game Pass and PlayStation Plus. So it's all kind of this back and forth, but this right here is tremendous news for Sony. They almost have a monopoly, in my opinion, on this particular thing, and we'll see what happens in the future. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this works out. I'm excited to see what Sony builds on from here, because it is a little bit new territory for them, and PlayStation 5 is really starting to heat up. Not only is it selling well, but also people are, paying more attention to what Sony is offering in terms of games, and Sony has like kind of this new direction with doing some live service games and things like that. This could pay off big time for them. We'll see, but I want to get into it. Let's not wait any further. Let's go. Listen, Sony's a very smart company. They know exactly what they're doing, and so when they make announcements like this, you tend to kind of open your eyes and go, hey, you know what, this is a really incredible bit of information and some amazing things that they're doing. And as a fan, I step back and say, hey, you know what, bravo, good to them. They've actually kind of gone out there and kind of done these things that really impress everybody. So yeah, love seeing this. This was kind of out of nowhere when they announced this, but yeah, just thought it was cool regardless, and nice to see that this is something that fans can kind of get a hold of and kind of wrap their hands around it. You know what I mean? This is definitely what Sony had in mind, I think, when they've been kind of talking about this stuff as a future type of situation. So this is really interesting that PlayStation's acquiring esports tournament platform Repeat. The tech platform lets players compete for prizes in console and PC games. Sony Interactive Entertainment has announced plans to acquire esports technology platform Repeat.gg for an undisclosed sum. The platform, which is designed to make esports more accessible, lets users compete in free and paid entry tournaments for popular games like Fortnite, Call of Duty Warzone, League of Legends, PUBG, and Dota 2. And this is what they said. At PlayStation, our vision for esports has always been about breaking down barriers for gamers to compete at all levels, according to Stephen Roberts, Vice President of Global Competitive Gaming at Sony at Sony Entertainment. Together with the talented Repeat team, we've decided to explore more ways for players to engage in competitive gaming and expand the breadth of our offerings. This is just the start of our journey, and we look forward to sharing more updates with the community in the future. Repeat CEO Aaron Fletcher commented that Repeat was designed to enable new tournaments and new formats that are easy to enter and scalable to millions of players. He said, "We're thrilled to join the PlayStation team and work together to enhance the variety of tournament experiences that gamers can enjoy, regardless of their skill level. Now, following the acquisition, Repeat will continue to support tournaments for multi-platform games. Now, last year, Sony teamed up with new esports adventure RTS to jointly acquire the Evolution Championship, or EVO as it's known. Sony announced last Monday that it had completed its acquisition of Haven Studios, the Canadian developer co-founded by Assassin's Creed developer Jade Raymond, for an undisclosed sum. And last Friday, it said that it also completed its $3.6 billion acquisition of Destiny studio Bungie. So everything is really kind of coming up roses for Sony right now, and this is really cool. So for me personally, I'm not a huge esports person, but I understand the lore, and I understand why Sony would want to kind of be involved with this from the top down. It makes a lot of sense for them to do so, and it also makes a lot of sense for Sony to kind of go out there and listen to what like the fans are asking and things like that. You can get more involved with it, and you're going to be able to, I think, better create some live service games that are going to appeal to people, because you're going to be able to go right from what the fans are kind of asking for. So yeah, I think that's pretty cool. And I think, listen, is this like as big a deal as maybe buying out a, one of those studios or something like that? No, but it's still pretty significant, and it's still nice to see that Sony's out there kind of, making these kind of moves, and they have a clear plan. I think that's better than anything, right? Like when you think about it, having a plan versus no plan at all, yeah, tremendous. And it's nice to see that actually happen, and a company sort of take that, and not take that for granted. So yeah, I love the fact that, they're kind of doing these things, making these tremendous kind of strides and announcements, and for them to kind of have EVO and then this platform as well. I can imagine them incorporating some of these tournaments on PlayStation 5. We could see some of their games actually, just do tremendously well. And, like I said, the fact that they're getting more into like the live service aspect of gaming, I think is a really cool thing as well. And I think that, listen, at the end of the day, Sony is going to continue to kind of flourish and do what's best for Sony. And so, yeah, congrats to them, and, congrats to their fans and stuff like that for, being okay with this type of stuff. This, when it comes to competitive gaming, I think that there's a fine line between that and the more casual thing. I think competitive is super hardcore, whereas, Sony might be a little bit after more of the casual market. So we'll see what happens long term. But yeah, love seeing, any type of moves. I just think that this is something that probably took some people by surprise, but it's still nice to see. And, I think that it's going to be something that a lot of people are going to probably enjoy. I would love it if they did some kind of really cool situation with, where people could win prizes and things like that. I think we're probably right around the corner from that. Why not? Why not let gamers who play on a console have a chance to enter in tournaments and win prizes and things like that? It makes a ton of sense. With that being said, I'm going to link this in the description. You guys can check it out. Let me know what you think. Also, if you enjoy my content, please leave a like on the video. It helps it to be seen, and it helps the channel to grow. Rack 'em up, fact 'em up, Crap Gamer 'em up. Thank you so much for watching and spending some time with me. Crap Gamer out.